I'm sitting in my truck following a performance at a downtown nursing facility. I'm frustrated with myself for letting the words of one critic drown out the many others of praise and appreciation for sharing my gifts. It was such a joy to have resident after resident take the time to tell me how much they enjoyed the music and hoped I'd be back regularly. But one gentleman's sentiments were different. He dressed me down for a good 5 minutes about how irritating the music was, and continued down a list of insults. I kept it completely professional, but it did get to me more than I'd like to admit. The problem is not that it bothered me on the surface. The problem is that all of the gracious edification imparted by the many others present was now gone, as if paved over by the critic's bitterness now embodied within. Even the staff told me to pay it no mind, as it's that particular resident's MO. I reckon I could use some thicker skin. But upon reflection, I am broadsided by a spiritual parallel. First, edification is a tremendously powerful propellant. Second, the accusatory sentiments of a critic is likewise as powerful to the contrary, if we allow it to be. Our greatest foe is called the accuser of the brethren for a reason. He wields the tried and true weapons of accusation and regret so frequently because they're so effective. When Peter took his eyes off of the Messiah and his assurances, his footing began to fail, and he began his descent into the surf. This encounter is but one of many in both Old and New Testament where affirmed people of God let the critic's word misplace their trust and call them into despair. But there are likewise great many accounts of affirmed people of God standing strong amidst salvos of the accuser's bombardment. Peter stands with many who experienced life in both camps. Peter failed hard. David failed hard. One was the rock of ecclesia, and the other called a man after God's own heart. Edification is an essential ingredient to sanctification. Learning to silence the accuser by God's provision is the catalyst by which the dam of shame and bitterness and mourning and regret is broken, and the steadfast promises of God propel us towards a fruitful life of abundance here and hereafter. Our critics only have the power we give to them. God's word is true, His love is real, and His promises are sure. Who can stand against those who are children of the Most High and heirs with the King?